If you are a hard gainer, this guy is your champion today, because check this out. It is a 130 pound, 5'8" software engineer. We can definitely see some capping of the shoulders. We definitely see the structure of the chest. We just don't see a lot of musculature. And obviously we don't see a lot of size either. So when I look at this physique, I see somebody who is actually building their physique, because we could see rear delt. They don't start to get the horseshoe in their tricep unless they're actively working out. But we just don't see the level of muscular development that it seems like he is building, because this looks like a physique that has trained at least a little bit. Definitely longer than a year, probably not quite 5 years. But you could kind of stay in this purgatory where you definitely have shape and structure. You absolutely will have some roundness to your musculature, and you will look like you lift, but you just won't have that big presence. So what is preventing our boy here from really having that true lifter physique? And what I would say is, if you're training hard, that's awesome. You're going to get some vascularity. You're going to get some roundness. You're going to recomp a little bit. Unless you're hitting your meals and actively pushing up your body weight at least a little bit so that you can get more lean body mass whenever you start lifting. And this is irrespective of your body fat percentage. I'm purely talking about lean body mass. If we were to only look at the LBM, it probably has not increased substantially. And we would want to push that environment a little bit more. So this is the classic hard gainer dilemma. Is he okay with getting a little fatter so that he can optimize his strength levels and optimize his anabolic environment? Because if we look at the bicep, he's definitely been doing his curls, but is he doing enough of his compounds? And he's probably doing pull downs, because I look at this physique and I think, okay, we see a lot of infraspinatus. We see some teres development, but we see no lower back development. We don't really see any lats. So I would encourage him, what are your compounds doing? Are you focusing on some of the key exercises that could drive the majority of your hypertrophy by just doing a few hard sets and then hitting kind of everything and not worrying as much about isolation? Because I look at this physique and I think, okay, we're definitely hitting our curls. We're definitely doing kind of our lateral raises and our tricep push down, but are we getting stronger at our bench? Like if he has a higher insert chest, that chest is going to fill out a little bit quicker, but we have shape, but just not a lot of a filled out kind of a look. And we don't see any ab development. So I would encourage him, let's get some heavier lifts. Let's see if we can overload some of these muscle groups with some heavy compounds, or at least a heavy exercise per muscle. And that's going to be something that could absolutely transform his physique, along with trying to figure out why have we not been gaining as much weight as we could. Now, maybe he just wants to be a lean kind of look, and that's fine, but that will completely self-limit if we're talking about the amount of lean body mass that he's going to put on this frame. But keep in mind, this guy could have a lot of roundness in his arms. He could have a small waist. He could have relatively big lats giving him the V-tape. This is a good shape, but he just needs to fill it out. And it's going to take some size gain for him to do that, but it's going to require a completely different mindset shift for him to get to that point.